Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so I wanted to go back down memory lane and I wanted to just give people a reminder of something that happened years ago that people seem to have forgotten about. And I'm basically tying this to the Kevin Durant situation where basically you have somebody that was barking loud and but really went barking loud, but really wasn't saying that because when it came time to, you know, stand on what you believe in, then you buckled down, or you basically was playing possum. Now I know everybody is tearing into Kevin Durant basically for, demanding a trade, and then basically all of a sudden says, you know what, I'm gonna go on and stay in Brooklyn and just play this out. And rightfully so, because Kevin Durant basically came out of nowhere. And Kevin Durant, if he gonna basically bark the way he was barking, he should have stood on it. He should have said, "Hey, if I'm not traded, um, I'm gonna sit out. I'm not gonna play." At the end of the day, Kevin Durant was getting ripped either way, but he basically folded. Now, I will give Kyrie Irving credit. Kyrie Irving didn't fold on his stance on taking the potion. So I give him all the credit in the world. Lost millions of dollars. You know, lost millions of dollars. Was basically ripped to shreds and criticized by people in the media, which I thought that was bullshit, in which I thought a lot of people should have respected his decision. And I wonder now would people say some of the things that they said about him now that they were saying back then. Very interesting. But we're not here to talk about that. We're not going to get into that. But yeah. So Kevin Durant all of a sudden says, hey, I'm going to stay here. We'll figure it out together and all this kind of stuff. And this is usually one of these things where something was said behind closed doors. Now, the question is, what was said? What possibly could have been offered? You know what I'm saying? Because usually there's something that comes with somebody just making a 360-degree turnaround. But, maybe eventually we'll find out. Who knows? But I'm going to tie this to another situation that happened a while ago that people seem to forgot. And like I said, by no stretch of the imagination am I defending Kevin Durant. But if I was, so what? You guys defend who you want to defend. So if I want to defend Kevin Durant, I'm going to defend him. But I'm just basically putting something out there. We seem to have short-term memory and we forget things, or we just, don't want to bring things up. But remember, there was a situation that happened with Kobe Bryant in the Lakers. Don't you remember when Kobe Bryant many moons ago wasn't happy with the Lakers organization, but the Lakers did comply to what Kobe was asking for, and they went and got better personnel, and the Lakers went on to win a couple of championships. But keep in mind, Kobe Bryant, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember who he was talking to, but Kobe Bryant, I think it was either Stephen A. Smith or somebody else, and Kobe Bryant publicly asked for a trade from the Lakers. He said, I'd like to be traded. He said, I don't like the direction the team is going, and they're not making moves that I like, and basically I want to be traded. Now, keep in mind, the Lakers complied to what Kobe Bryant asked for. They accommodated Kobe Bryant. There was a deal in place. I'm talking about there was a deal. It was done. It was about to happen. There was a deal where Kobe Bryant was going to be sent to the Chicago Bulls. There was a package that involved Kobe Bryant. I forgot at the time who it was, but I know one of the key players in the deal that was going to be sent to the Lakers was Luol Deng. And then Kobe Bryant basically called the trade off and said, well, I want to play with Luol Deng. So basically the trade didn't happen. And, keep in mind, social media wasn't what it was today. But Kobe Bryant pretty much did the same thing. You can make an argument that it was worse. This is a dude that was barking about how he wanted to trade, he wanted out of there, and there were people that was interested in trading for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant at the time was at the, pretty much you could say he was at the peak of his career. You can make an argument that Kobe Bryant at the time was the best player in the league. And I'm talking about they had a deal in place. I'm talking about it was announced everything. Like, okay, well, it's about to happen. Kobe about to be traded. Then the next day you heard that the deal was off because Kobe Bryant said he wanted to play with Luol Deng. So to me, it came across as Kobe was capping, got his bluff called. He just wanted the Lakers to, get him better players to where he can compete for additional championships post Shaquille O'Neal. And I'm talking about a deal was in place and he called it off. And I was like, oh man, Kobe Bryant went out like Kobe Bryant went out. Kobe Bryant, I mean, he kind of, you know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, the Lakers called his bluff. And Kobe looked at kind of weak for that. Or he looked at weak, asking for a trade. They was about to trade him, and then he basically doesn't want to sign off on the trade. And kind of Kobe Bryant got a pass from the media. They didn't really go in on Kobe Bryant like what they're doing to Kevin Durant. So, I'm just keeping it balanced because like I said, I remember this. I'm talking about a deal was done. And Kobe Bryant said, he went E40. Nope. I want to play with Luol Deng. So Kobe, to a certain degree, he played himself. He was talking a lot of shit. And then when it came time, you know what I'm saying? When it came time to prove how stern he was, you kind of fell back on it and then called it off. So I was like, yeah, Kobe, that ain't a good look. Now, keep in mind, there's always been, questions about Kobe Bryant, about how he maneuvers. Because, there was always this question about Kobe Bryant, what really happened when Kobe Bryant was drafted and about to be drafted. Now, keep in mind, when Kobe was drafted, number 13? He was drafted, number 13? 1997, 97, 96? Somebody put in the comment section that was a while ago. But when Kobe Bryant was drafted, there was a story about that Kobe Bryant's agent told every team if they drafted Kobe Bryant, he wasn't going to play for them. That the only team he was going to play for was the Lakers. The Vlade Divac trade was already worked out. He was going to be drafted by Charlotte, and they were going to trade him to the Lakers. But Kobe Bryant came out, years later, and Kobe Bryant said that wasn't true. I never told my agent to tell any of the other teams not to draft me or wouldn't play for them. I would have played for whoever would have drafted me. Because keep in mind, the Warriors were interested in Kobe Bryant. But that's the report that got put out. So, at the end of the day, if Kobe Bryant says that isn't true, I have no choice but to believe him. But at the same time, you still kind of went, So, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not trying to show anybody up. I'm not trying to sneak diss anybody. This is just something I wanted to just throw out there. Just wanted to bring this to you guys' attentions. So don't try to make it look like, he's taking, I ain't taking a shot at nobody. Because I know how, some of these dudes like to try to instigate stuff. So just wanted to go back down memory lane. But anyway, this your boy Town Biz, man. I'm out.